And Dre, once again, first time for 2022 though. We are live.
We live
We live.
right now.
2022, first time, man.
Ooh, happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well,
Missed a whole month.
I might say happy holidays.
All of them.
Then New Year. And yeah.
It's been a while. It has been a while.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, a whole lot of events. Unfortunately my computer crashed, so lost that, got everything back up, and then Dre had some events.
Yeah.
An event, just one.
I caught the Rona. I ran from it. I had a good run. I was running for about 2 years. I was running from it. Running from the law.
Caught up to him.
Yeah, it got me. It knocked me down too. I don't want comments about vaccinated, not vaccinated, so we ain't gonna talk about that.
No. The vid is the vid regardless.
Yeah, I'm gonna just say it knocked me down.
You want to talk about vaccine? Let's go ahead and do this vaccine real quick.
Let's take our vaccine
because we ain't done this in a while. So
yeah,
this is a good one. So we just gonna sip it.
Yeah, but this is expensive.
This sipper. And a good one at that. Oh yeah, I like that. But so how was it? I know it treats everybody a little different, but
all right. So I'm gonna break it down to you kind of by day.
Break it down.
I had a Tuesday. Tuesday, I felt weird. I felt strange. It was almost as though I was intoxicated.
But I wasn't. You was good on Tuesday.
Well, no, because like my body would take a minute to catch up to where I was supposed to be. So like, for example, this is a horrible example.
I'm gonna give you one that don't mean nothing.
Right. So I went to the store.
Okay.
Just to get some essentials in case I was sick. I had my mask on and stuff, whatnot. But like, I would go through an intersection and be like, was that light green?
Okay, a little delayed response.
Yeah. But like, I was safe. Like, I followed the car in front of me. But like, my mind, I never saw the light just because like my body hadn't caught up.
Gonna be honest, I started with you at the store, so I thought you meant at the end of the aisle. You was talking about in the car.
Oh yeah, this is on the way to the store. I went to the store.
Straight up, thought you meant at the store. You was changing lanes, like you went from cereal to spices.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know you was going from like
in the store,
Lorraine to Memphis. Like
in the store, I probably should have known something too because I got to aisle 3 and I was like, I'm so sick of people. I need to go home. Like, I was just tired of everybody. Everybody was in my way.
Little did he know.
Like everybody was just irritating the piss out of me. I was like, I'm so sick of people. I want to go home. So that was Tuesday. I felt a little weird, but I was all right. I went home, made some chicken noodle soup, and watched the TV. I was like, all right, let's see what happens. Man, I woke up Wednesday, walked past this vanilla scented candle.
That's my favorite.
Picked it up. Nothing. Couldn't smell nothing.
No Nilla right here.
I said, oh man. So then I went to the restroom, went to go brush my teeth. Couldn't taste nothing. I said I paid too much money for this toothpaste not to taste it.
I haven't had it yet, so I don't know that sensation of not having that sensation. Like the senses just said not today, buddy.
It's almost as though you split your taste in half. So I can tell you if something's minty, spicy, sweet, salty, chalky. Like I can tell you stuff like that, but I can't tell you what seasonings you put on it.
Now, do you think you knowing what it is helped that? Because like I saw on TikTok where like people would have a test where it's blocked out from the person that's taste testing, and it's just a bunch of cups, and they like put a straw in each, and they go down the line. So like from the camera angle, you can see what each one is, but they can't, and they try to guess what that taste is. Do you think knowing what it was helped you create that taste a little bit, or?
Yes and no. So after I lost my taste, I actually had cravings. I don't usually crave stuff. Like sometimes I get a hankering. Yeah, well, I do what I can. Healthy. But I wanted like random stuff. So like I was like, man, remember what like a steak sauce taco supreme tastes like from Taco Bell? I was like, I gotta have me one of those.
Remember that time when we didn't have to pay for any of it?
Yeah, it was good times. And then I was like, man, Remember when I was a kid, like the taste of ravioli, like, and we had people like bring us groceries and stuff, and it worked out. And I just
Did you get the raviolis?
Yeah,
Did you taste them?
kinda.
That's sad. Like the idea of having a really good hankering for something, like you really just want it, and then you taste it, but you don't. Like you eat it, but you don't taste it.
I tried to tell myself, I was like, this is what it tastes like when I was biting it. I was like, it's supposed to taste like this. This is what we remember.
Come on, man.
And my taste buds was like, no. And then Taco Bell put chicken on they put steak on it, but they put chicken on my steak taco.
Got that protein.
I felt like they gave me the stuff they didn't want to throw away. And it was like the bottom, the dried chicken.
I was thinking so highly of what you said at first, and now it just went like, no.
Yeah, I might say, no, they didn't help me out. I helped them out. I was like, wait, what?
Well, now I don't want the steak neither.
Right. Like, it was rough. But we're healthy now. We got over it.
We're
good. Back to work. We are safe and sanctified.
Despite what it looks like, we're 6 feet apart.
Yeah. Yeah. Filter.
Yeah, let's say some people measure that way, so.
Yeah.
Roughly 6 feet.
Yeah. We're close.
So, in spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Social distancing.
But
it's funny, no one's talking about that right now. Everybody's talking about the snowstorm that's coming.
Right. I was gonna say get real close because you gotta stay warm.
I might say, yeah, this is
welcome Ohio to we haven't had a big snowstorm. Last couple of years we had I'll say a snow incident or two.
Right.
I had a day where it just sucked.
Yeah.
And then we're done.
Right.
Now they're talking about some crazy shit, like
a
couple feet here, a couple feet there, ice everywhere.
Right. I might say they're talking about a couple feet of snow, and I feel like I have a couple feet of snow in piles outside my garage. Like it can't take me shoveling no more. Like it's exhausted. It won't hold.
I mean, it was right now. It's 46 right now, so a lot of shit was melting.
Yeah.
Just to freeze over at some point in the middle of the night, I'm sure.
Man, my neighbor's gonna be mad because I'm about to salt the hell out of my sidewalk and driveway.
I mean, it does mess up the dog's paws and all that, but at the same time, you got to stay safe for those people walking. You live in a
Uncle DeWine said, if it ain't necessary, keep your ass at home.
Yeah. But they also word it sometimes, don't drive nowhere. And they be like, I'm walking.
Yeah, that's why the customer today was on the elliptical. He said he can't walk in the snow.
Stay safe.
I said,
but
should move
not
to
everybody
Brooklyn.
got elliptical money.
Oh, that thing was from 1977.
Still working, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just
that's
like
good quality.
Hey, I just promise you some of them sidewalks was 1960, so it don't matter.
That's good quality.
It don't matter. You see all the tree bumps.
Came from pennies. It was good quality. Just pay that off on a credit card.
I'm sorry, Harold.
It is good to be back with y'all, though. It's very, very good to be back. It's been a while.
Absolutely. Yes, the snowstorm, I'm not really looking forward to it. Last little bout we had, that was on a Monday.
Martin Luther King Day.
Yeah, I was the only one on my shift that showed up to work.
Everybody
else got stuck. I was having fun. I was like, you know what? Let's
wait
ride.
till that light quit blinking.
Right.
So I shoveled for about 2.5 hours that day. I had a nice setup though.
I shoveled for
that was the first time.
A half hour to get out. I was like the only one that had to like get anywhere, and then when I got to work, it was like the previous shift and me.
Yeah.
And then on the next shift, there was a lot of call offs too. So it was me for a long time. At one point, they kicked me out of work. I was like, well, shit, where am I going to go?
Right.
Roads are bad. Traffic's bad. What am I going to do?
Exactly.
So I just stayed. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, I think I only drove to Dunkin' that day. It was a necessity. Not for me, for the other half.
Emergency.
Yeah. Also, it was the first time me taking the Denali out in the snow.
Let me just say, Uncle DeWine, you should probably be a little bit more Pacific.
Yeah, absolutely. Because coffee is a necessity
like
for
the
some
ocean,
people.
You better be a little bit more Pacific.
And so, in snowstorms and natural, what do you call it, catastrophe, stuff like that? Natural disaster. No, I don't want to say natural disaster, like an earthquake or something. I don't know. What do you call it?
I don't know, but I feel like the word you just used threw me all the way off.
Catastrophe?
Yeah.
So,
like a catastrophic event. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
like a natural disaster, but no, it's snow version.
When stuff like weather-wise, I don't care if it's like a thunderstorm or like the aftermath or a tornado or like the one time when we had like 60-mile-an-hour winds and everything was blowing everywhere. I like to go out and see the aftermath. Like I like to drive and go see what went on, like what happened. So like when I went after I shoveled, I worked hard, got my driveway all clean and whatnot, and it was still snowing, so it's whatever. But like I pull out and I'm like, okay, this all-wheel drive is great. Like we're good. I'm driving, and I was like, oh man, that's a Honda down there stuck. And it's like the snowplow didn't go straight.
He's like the Steve Irwin of snow. Okay, we got a Honda.
So I was like,
I'm gonna go by and poke it with a stick.
You can see where like the plows went, because if they didn't go that way, you didn't see the street because it's that much snow. So I was like, the snowplow, he didn't go straight. Like he turned here, you can see. So why are you stuck over there? Like why wouldn't you go this way? It's Pac-Man. Follow the lines. Go all the way around and get out the neighborhood.
Yeah, God give him path.
Yeah.
It's like, but I live 4 houses from the corner this way.
Right. Then you got the heave ho.
You better be doing 25 at the light.
Man. But yeah, I ventured out that day. That was interesting.
So you just an asshole.
I'll probably venture out Thursday and Friday.
I'm gonna cruise by all y'all stuck and record you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if I had a truck, I'd help pull people and get them out the way. I saw this truck was pulling this Chevy Cruze through Giant Eagles parking lot. And I mean, he was just...
Yeah, the problem is, like, you get the wrong person pulling, they start ripping bumpers and shit off.
Oh, this guy knew what he was doing. He was, like, hooked underneath the car on, like, the car's frame and was, like...
Right. Well, no, yeah, some people do that, but even, like, where you put that rope or chain, whatever they got, too much pressure up.
Yeah.
It's just a little bunch of plastic.
Yeah. I might say, luckily, this dude, I think he knew what he was doing. Like, they were going slow. The other car was helping. He just drug him right on over after snow. And
just for him to go 10 more feet and get stuck again?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what are you going to
do? So everybody's like, you calling off? No. I'll be out cruising somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I don't know if I'm going to work these storms. I don't know.
You're not going to work. You're just going to cruise by and,
yeah.
Videotape. We'll put it on the TikTok.
With my Dunkin' cup.
But yeah, no, I just cruised. I mean, I don't mind the snow as much. I'm gonna get by anyway. Remember, I had the Monte Carlo and I'd be in Walgreens parking lot doing donuts and shit.
Yeah, we get there. It'll be all right.
Like I beat Dre to the house one time, and
he the only one I know do donuts in a front wheel drive car.
It's just opposite.
Yeah. But you weren't going opposite. You were going the regular way.
I mean, if you could do it, you could do it.
I was like, well, look at that.
They get a little bit wider.
Oh, yeah.
It was fun shit. I beat him home by like 15 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. We about to hit this parking lot.
So
and do what?
When they forget to plow a parking lot at work, when I pull in, you got to like pull in and there's 2 guardrails, and then you got to pull in the middle, and then you got to like, whip around. And then you back into your spot or park in your spot.
But if you don't need reverse.
So what I do.
Show up late.
Is I show up fashionably on time.
Right on time.
Yep. Like 7:59 and 59 seconds. Punch right in. That's all that matters.
I was here.
So I pull in between my two guardrails. I whip around. But when I hit that turn, if it's snow, I hit that e-brake. And then I slide that ass to the spot where I see the lines. And then drop that e-brake, pop it in reverse, and just let the car roll on back.
Fast and Furious.
They was like, man, is that a Lincoln? Is that Matthew McConaughey?
Is that front wheel drive?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But see, Nana's kind of like always worried about tires. So she's put probably 2 sets of tires on that car. She just asked me, does it need tires? I say, no, we eat through snow. We're fine.
I would say tires can't. I mean, they're expensive, but... Last time I put tires on, it was expensive. Well,
Nana don't drive enough to buy a whole set, so she can buy one at a time.
Unheard of.
What? I might say
that's one at a time.
Nana don't go nowhere.
I get that, but your air pressure off you what? How's one wearing and the other one's not?
She has never had a tire wear down to where she needed a tire.
It dry rotted.
Yeah. What to say?
That happened back in my day. We had the camper, and he had 6 tires, and that shit I think we made it to like West Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, so we pulled over and it blew up.
Yep.
And we had like one of our cousins like looking at it, and he's like, "Oh, there's a big knot." Exploded on the highway.
Yeah, she's never had a tire. I mean, her tire went flat once, and I don't know what kind of services plan she got. They came pick it up on a tow truck. They brought the wrong tow truck, so it's a front wheel drive car. So you think they would just pick it up by the front and drag it? She said, no, you don't understand. That's not this kind of car. I need a flatbed. Flatbeds are for all-wheel drive vehicles, vans, trucks. She made them go back and get a flatbed. That car has never been towed by its 2 front tires.
How far off the ground does it sit? Well, you know, because like with the angle when you're trying to get it up, like up on the flatbed.
Well, you know, her driveway is like this. So
out the driveway, yeah.
That's where it comes. Where is she gonna be?
I figured she was driving when her tire went out.
No. It was she walked outside to leave and it was flat. So she called.
She called a tow truck for some air.
Yeah, she will. Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
She will. But it don't sit that low. I mean, like it sit low because I'm not used to cars, but
yeah. I mean, I want another Monte Carlo, but I don't know if I can handle another Monte Carlo. Sitting down's one thing. Getting back out that bitch.
I grunt every morning.
You gotta get the bar up here so you like grab something and the steering wheel. Like you gotta pull it till it locks.
Handprint is this on the back window?
Right. You gotta like grab it till it locks.
Right.
I ain't ready for that.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm telling you. All right. So since our last podcast was before Thanksgiving, right?
Mm-hmm. Long time ago.
All right. So to be honest, we did a podcast like right before Thanksgiving, right? And then it got lost when the computer crashed.
We did. Yeah, that was when the computer crashed. So there's one that
it's kind of
we worked really hard on. Y'all didn't see.
Yeah, that was a funny one too.
Crazy thing, that was almost 2 hours.
Yeah. And then
I'm still working to see if I can get it back, but I don't know.
It's gone.
Gonna take a nerd.
You got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
I don't give up.
Yeah, well.
Not giving up on it, but either way. You did have a topic you wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
You asked me a good question and said we're just gonna lead this into it. So
I don't remember what the question was. I remember what I had to talk about, but
you don't remember what you asked me?
I don't remember like the exact wording of it.
The first question you asked me was, do you ever think about investments?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yep, all the time. But what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then what you say?
So I can't say I remember exactly. So this was a conversation that happened in 2021.
Yeah.
At least. So we're talking a month ago or more.
It was right after the one we recorded, didn't get to post, and then
Yeah.
So I got the wording if you want to see it.
I think I got it too somewhere.
Got my joggers on.
So when you talk about investments, there's a couple of different things that come to mind because one, in this world we live in now, everybody wants to invest, and Mike wants me to read. I
said basically the first thing that came to my mind was real estate, because right now that's just the popular thing. I don't know why, because it's so damn expensive. But at the same time, you can, if you do it right, you can still capitalize, you can still make money. So that's like the big popular thing. Hey, do this, this, and this. There's other side hustles. You know, social media is really booming all this stuff where like it's popular now.
Yeah. I might say that's one thing. I read the paragraph, y'all, that I sent him.
I had read it
a while ago. Yeah, I had read it. So like he said, when you think about investment, you think of real estate. You think of like stocks, stuff like that.
Yeah. Doge.
I would say you don't think about, you definitely think about cars because they don't. That's not a good investment.
Nah, they depreciate way too much.
Right.
You're not really getting. It doesn't work that way anymore.
Right. But there are also different kinds of investments that come to mind. So like your investment into people, your investment into relationships, your investment into you. Like you can invest in your house, and I'm not talking about money wise. I'm talking about like memory wise. So like when you have kids doing the thing on the wall where you mark their height, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I watch a lot of shows where there's houses that hold those memories and this, that, and the other. Shit, Nana's been in the same house for 51 years.
Right.
So like there's memories in the house. There's memories invested in the house. There's stuff invested in that house. And it just, it crossed my mind that I feel like you got that mohawk on your back that's itching too.
I didn't, but I feel like I watched you.
We got something going on back there.
It was like a yawn for a minute. It was like you yawned, I yawned.
Yeah, it's contagious. I'm telling you, I felt something in my back and that mohawk back there.
I just want to say screw you to anybody who says we're just alike. We sound alike. We don't do the same things. It just happen.
Right.
You yawn when other people yawn.
Ain't that the truth? You scratch your ass, you scratch your ass.
So as you're saying that, another big thing that people don't do is invest in themselves.
I might say that's another thing. Like,
that's a game changer right there.
I hate to see people invest so much into the wrong person or the wrong relationships or the wrong, situations. It don't have to be relationships, the wrong situations.
It can be relationships, but it doesn't have to be like a relationship like you have a girlfriend,
right,
boyfriend, whatever. Like it doesn't have to be a relationship like that. Like relationship with your family, relationship with your friends. Like relationships go more than just like the stigmatism of like, hey, listen, this is what a relationship is. Like, no, you have a relationship with, like you're filling out an application in relation to this person.
Right.
Like, hey, your reference, friend, coworker, whatever it is. Like, that goes a long way. Right.
No, absolutely. I might say coworkers. That's kind of like a thing.
That's a different family.
Yeah, that's the thing for me right now because I just lost a coworker about a week ago, 2 weeks ago now. Completely unexpected.
Yeah, and we talked about it before, and that just like, again, like based on the situation, was it because people weren't invested or he was invested in the wrong things? Like,
right.
What was the mindset there? Like, and it's not 100% like what happened, but at the same time, that could have changed a lot.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Or like, oddly enough, like I kind of had the idea like, okay, we're going to talk about this today. And at practice today, we kind of split. We had 5 players, but we also had like a couple from our bigger, like our older team come in. Like we were working them too within everything we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So we split up based on kind of roles, like your guards and all that over here, like your bigs over there. So they were working out, and like the one kid, he doesn't always seem as interested in basketball, but like we're still gonna put him through the same stuff. We're still gonna like show him the same support. We're still gonna do all this. Like, we still want him to learn while he's with us.
Right.
At this point, he's one of my kids.
Right.
We're gonna teach him as much as we can get him to grasp.
Mm-hmm.
And like I saw him hit the ground a couple of times, and like where other kids usually like they bounce off the ground, they get right back up and like, hey, you're good. They're like, yep. You always got to check on him a little bit more. And that's fine. Like, you know what? I understand everybody's a little bit different. So
when I hit the ground, you better do more than check on me.
You better check on
tow truck. Call Nana.
You better check on the ground.
Right. Ain't that the
truth? AAA. So, I saw him like you good. And like, he was fine. But at one point, he disappeared. And I didn't talk to him like Josh did. But like, I don't know if you saw a status earlier on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we have the far side of the court where like all the parents sit over there. So like at the end of the practice, they just kind of leave, and then like we kind of walk out with the last people that are there.
Mm-hmm.
So the kid, I guess, got emotional because he comes to practice, he goes to games, but like his parents, his family, nobody goes to practice with him and watches them. Nobody's at his games watching them. Like he feels like nobody outside of basketball is supporting him.
Yeah.
And it was like, man, that's like a whole realization right there where it's like, this whole time I wasn't sure if he was really into it, but like he might be, but like that may be holding him back.
Right.
Because he feels like they're not investing in him.
I'm gonna say nobody's investing in him.
Like, and I understand like there's like schedules, you have to work and stuff like that. You may do everything you can where like maybe you're co-parenting or maybe like parents are together, but like, hey, I work until this time, so you have to drop him off and then I have to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
But he just feels like nobody's there to support him.
Yeah.
And like, again, I didn't talk to him, so I don't know the whole situation, but at the same time, it's like, that sucks. It's like, we have to just like kind of instill in him like, hey, look, this is a team thing. We got you.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that nobody's got you, like we got you.
Right.
And like, it's one of those outside factors from our side that we can't help, we can't change.
Yeah.
But, we got you. Like, whatever you need. Like, and Josh made a good point. He was like, look, maybe you're in that situation and like you go out and you play your heart out. Mm-hmm. And then you have other parents and coaches and stuff like that. Like, man, I wish that was my kid.
Yeah.
And like you make all these people proud. And like that kind of like when everybody, is kind of got your back like that, that's there,
mm-hmm.
like you kind of feel a little bit more empowered.
Makes
and
sense.
Like maybe it's not where you want it from initially, but like you kind of learn like, hey, I got this.
Right.
And like I do have people with me.
Right. Exactly.
Who are invested that like, I had a couple years ago, I had to remind the kids, like, hey, look, you guys aren't even trying at practice. Like, we don't get paid for this. Like, we're here because we care. We want to do this. But, like, if you guys are just going to waste our time, like, I could go do so many other things. I could be home napping right now.
See, that's why I couldn't be a coach, because you said something inspirational like that. And I'm like, I'm only here because it's court mandated. Like, I couldn't be a coach.
No, ain't no court mandation getting you on the court.
I'm just, no.
But I let them know, like, hey, look, like, we're here because this is what we are passionate about. Like, if you don't share that passion, we'll skip all the practices during the week. We'll show up at the games. We'll let you guys, get blown out.
I might say,
you'll look really bad.
I'm gonna sit on the bench.
You're gonna be mad about it, or you show up to the practice times that we have. Like, this is the only times we have the court based on what's going on.
Right.
And we can teach you as much as we can. We'll get you guys in the right position to succeed. We'll teach you as much as we can. And, like, it's more than just basketball.
Right.
There's, like, life lessons in here, and I think that's one of them. But it was crazy that, like, today of all days that happened, and that was the topic we were going to talk about.
Yeah. I might say, investing in people, man, I swear it's something that, like, you can do and not even realize you're doing it. So yesterday I went to Wendy's, use the restroom, because a lot of places are still kind of iffy if they're open on the inside or whatever. So, like, I work on the road. I gotta go where I can go.
Gotta go.
Right. But there was, like, this group of old ladies in there. It was, like, I don't know, 1:00 in the afternoon, and they all went to Wendy's, got their chili, their fries, and their Frosty, and they was Gucci. And I was like, all right, that's what's up.
Yep, that's why they still got chili.
Yep.
It was that group of ladies.
So I was getting ready to walk out, and the one older lady was going to the restroom, and she told, I'm gonna call her Rose. She told Rose, Betty White. Shout out Betty White.
I was gonna say, can we just refer to her as Betty in a great way?
All right, so we'll refer to her as Betty. So Betty,
I was just praying she made 100. I needed her to make 100.
Man, I'm telling you,
it's been that long.
Broke my heart.
I thought it was
I love
one of those
girls.
little scams and all that, like,
Yeah, broke my heart, man. That was rough. We lost a lot of people, like, ridiculously, and people we didn't know and people we knew.
Yeah,
I'm just tired of going to wakes and funerals. I'm over it. But this Betty, this lady, she's walking out, and the lady that was going to the restroom was like, "Hey, you might have to have that gentleman help you down." And she looked at me. She was like, "Oh yeah, that would be lovely." And I was like, "I'll help you anywhere you want to go. Where you going?" So, because of the snow, the ramp to go down to the parking lot was covered in snow, which it shouldn't have been, but that's just how it got plowed. There's no control over it. Can't fix it right now.
Them employees should have shoveled it, but yeah, I got you.
Right. I might say it can be fixed in the future, but during that moment, there was nothing I can do about that particular thing.
The situation at hand.
So she just needed me to help her down the step. So literally, I got her hand. I have no idea who this lady is. Never seen her day in my life. She's got to be about 85 years old, going to drive to Wendy's to meet her friends for chili and Frosties.
You gonna meet me at Wendy's when we 85?
Hell yeah. And then we're going to the bar. But, like,
I might get my Wendy's delivered to the bar. We're gonna save a trip. Gas is expensive, y'all. I don't even know.
Right. So I help her down or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, thank you so much." And I'm like, "You're welcome." I was like, "You have a wonderful day." And there was this glove on the ground. This car come flying around the corner, and then he stopped and I said, "Hey, thank you." And I'm helping her in the car. And it's this glove on the ground. And she's like, "Oh, look at that. That glove is just destroyed now." And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Somebody's probably missing it, but it's okay. They'll get more." She's like, "Yeah, they will. That's life." And she gets in her van, and I'm like, I feel like I could have just flat out be like, "No, I ain't helping you nowhere." But I entered into this conversation with this woman, and, like, I would want somebody to help my grandmother, you know what I mean, or whoever, or any kind of senior citizen that needs help. Anybody who would need help, I would want somebody to help them. So, like, for me, that experience yesterday, I was just like, usually I'm like, "Oh, I did a good deed today," but I was just like, I felt like I invested in somebody that had no intention of running into me.
You just reminded her that, there's still a little bit of humanity left out there. Like,
And if anything, I looked like I was going to rob her. I had on a black hoodie, black pants. I had on a black face mask, and I had my hood up.
What he didn't know is he was holding her left arm up. She had the right hand on the gun. Let's go.
Hey,
in her pocket, there's an X-ray view.
That was another thought I had. I was like, she awful trusting.
She's like, he tried some slick shit.
Right. But man, I feel like you gotta, investments in life to help, your financial future are very important. But I feel like it's equally, if not more important, to invest in people, in relationships, and yourself. Like you gotta put investments in yourself. Like you gotta build yourself up sometime.
Yeah.
Even when other people work to tear you down, you gotta invest that much more in yourself to bring you back up.
Yeah. I don't know if I sent you this TikTok the other day, but it just clicked in my mind. Fat Joe, the rapper, he going along with all this, he said, he had like all this money, whatever, like he hit $1 million, he hit some more money, and he would just take everybody everywhere. Mm. So, now mind you, I ain't got this many friends. I never had this many friends, but he was like, he took 50 people to like Puerto Rico, took 2 private jets.
Yes.
So he took them down there. He paid for like, the jets, the hotel, everything they were doing, everything. And I don't know if it happened there or if it happened after, but he like sat all 50 people down. I was like, yo, I ain't got it no more. He did. He had the money.
Yeah.
But he's like, yo, look, I can't do what I've been doing. I'm not able to pay for you guys to get flown out private. I can't, pay for the hotels in different countries or,
right.
Same territory. But like if they're traveling other places and all that, like I can't pay to fly you guys out all these crazy places right. and like pay for you to go out and just, bottle syrups and all that shit. He's like, I can't do it anymore. He had the money financially. He just said that to see like where they're at. Of those 50 people, there was like 4 or 6 of them that was like, look, don't matter where you're at, how broke you are, like we still got you. The other 50 or 40 plus was like, no shows after that.
Yes, yes.
So it's like, who are you investing in? Who are you investing in?
Yeah.
You got it. Like where's that at?
Right. Yeah, I see in situations like that, it's difficult to see, I call stuff like that, like you gotta kind of see through the weeds.
It's hard.
Because a lot of times, like when that grass is tall, it's hard to see who's really gonna be there.
Right.
But let me tell you, when you cut that grass down, a lot of them people you couldn't see gonna be gone.
Right. There's gonna be a lot of dog turds and a couple good toys.
I'm about to say, but
if you got animals,
right.
There's gonna be a lot of dog turds and a couple good toys.
Oh man, let me tell you, I'm so thankful. I cleaned up all the dog poop right before that first big snowstorm. Now it's a hot ass mess right now, but it's gonna snow another 2 feet, so right. It don't matter.
I was gonna say we gonna I was
like, as I was traveling, every time I take a break, I was like, I'm so glad I cleaned up that dog poop. I'm just so glad.
It's the little things. I invested my time, right? And now I'm happy about it,
right? Ain't that the truth?
Man. No, but yeah, it's one of those crazy things because like when you're on and everybody's like seeing that, everybody's gonna celebrate with you.
Yeah.
But like,
I'm trying to work on my posture, y'all. Y'all keep seeing me going like this. That's on my chest. I love this shirt. Now I got it at Kohl's. It was like $10. I went to Kohl's for something completely different.
It was a deal.
Yeah. And look, I done washed it. Well, Shannon washed it like 3 times, but this it ain't got the peeling or nothing. It ain't cracking. I got some lint. I got these bosoms. But it ain't cracking.
Sure got it all, showing none.
I feel like when I sit up straight, like I feel like, I don't know, like my shoulders get broader. I don't know. I'm invested.
Right. But no, like, yeah, when you're winning and everybody thinks that means they get something out of it, they're all with you.
Yeah.
But it's like, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
Right. So I feel as though a lot of people have, in a way, invested in me. So for those that don't know, it's been a year since I started my detailing business.
Has it been a year? Oh shit.
Yeah. The first car I did it came up on my Snapchat a couple days ago, maybe a week ago.
Here's to a year, man. Here's to a year. I've been sipping more than you've been sipping.
That's right.
At least of that was right on, Mike.
Yeah.
Here's the 1 year. Now, when do you know the date for the official like LLC?
I got it.
I'll say we're gonna celebrate on that one too, just because
I have it in my files, but it ain't popped up on Snapchat yet. So I've been doing it for about a year now, and I mean I've lost track of how many cars I've actually completed. Like I could sit down and figure it out because I take before and afters of every single car.
Run the books.
But I feel as though a lot of people, anytime like I post, before and after pictures, like I get share after share. And before I had, the business Facebook and this, that, and the other, I would just post it like on my stuff. Well, once I created the business page, I was like, oh, I'm kind of torn. I feel like I got to post it on mine and post it on the business page, and then I got to go back to mine and then share it. So, excuse me. Now,
is that why it pops up on my Facebook so many times? I was like, I shared the shit and saw it 2 more times, like, but it wasn't me.
Right. So, but now, so many people, support me and share me and this, that, and the other. I put it on that Facebook page, and then I just share it on my page, and then I wake up the next day. And it's like such and such and such and such, like 8 other people, they shared your post.
You know what's funny about that? I share it, and then somebody texts me and be like, how much? How much for what? There was like a detail. I was like, look at the page that I sent it from. Contact them. That there's a protocol, like you go about it.
Right. Chain of command.
And it's like, well, I'm just curious. Like, I get that. I was like, but I shared it from a page. Go through them.
Right.
Like, it's all through that. Like, I can text them, but like, you still gonna have to go through it to schedule it anyway.
Right.
And they're like, well, I thought you did it. I was like, what? Michael shared this.
Yeah, it's I get that a lot. And honestly, when like I'm so thankful when people share stuff, but I swear I hate when someone sends me a message and just says how much. Because I'm like, listen, I'm a different kind of species. Like, we're gonna have a conversation.
Right.
You gonna, obviously I know your name because Facebook, but like you gonna tell me, what kind of car you got.
Unless the Facebook's name is like the greatest ever 45. Like,
right.
Was that the year you was
First
born?
First of all, go
or
get
like...
your parents.
Right.
And tell them what you're doing. But like, we gonna have a conversation. I want to know, it's certain things that's gonna affect, that price.
Yeah.
You got pet hair, if you smoke, if
how many rows? What you got? What kind of car?
Like, what kind of car you got?
You can't charge the same for a Cobalt as like a van or like the
right.
Suburban. Like,
right. And I mean, don't get me wrong, like I'm substantially fair across the board. And I mean, you probably won't find a cheaper detailer that's gonna do the amount of work that I do. But I'm just saying, like, I enjoy what I do. So I'm going to try to do it to the best of my ability, which means I have to get information from you.
Right.
So when you just come at me with how much, I'm not going to just give you a number. Like, we're going to talk about it.
Right. You need a standard, like, almost questionnaire.
Yeah.
Of, like, car, make, model, year. Because year changes it, too. Like, the way it's set up a little bit. This van, this truck, this SUV is a little bit different than this year.
Yeah.
This year they made 2 doors. Then all of a sudden Porsche started making 4 doors.
Right.
What you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So like all that stuff and whatever your questions are, like whatever you got. It's not requirements. It's just like what you got questions for.
Right. Or if there's something special that you want me to pay attention to.
Right.
If your son's got, gum stuck in the back seat.
Right.
Okay. Well, I got to use something special to get that out. Like I can clean it. I can get the majority of it out. But if you want me to make it look like it was never there.
Right.
Like I got to use different stuff.
Right.
It costs more. Still, I'm not going up in nobody. Like.
But you got supplies, time, and stuff to pay for. Where like, it's a big what they call opportunity cost.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, look, if I went with this route and I did, for this car takes 2 hours, or I can do 2 cars an hour each.
Right.
Same amount of time, and I get this much money. Like I can't lose money.
Right.
And not charge you for what like the supplies I'm using, my time and stuff like that. Like
exactly.
Let's be comparable. If you go somewhere else, you're gonna pay 45% more,
right?
And maybe they get it, maybe they don't. And they're like, like you paid us,
right? And see, my biggest thing is like me. I know I can, manipulate my time and do certain stuff and try to move stuff around, and I know like my limits, what I can do, what I can't do,
right?
But like my goal this year is to grow this business. I want to make it mobile, this, that, and the other. I want to get people under me. I want to hire people so that they can be out detailing cars. So like I can't tell like my workers like, hey, go do this car. They said, it's not that bad, and they get there and it's like, oh,
it's bad.
It's like, Dre, we gotta take the seats out and everything because it's that bad. And I'm like, all right.
Which it happens, like, don't be discouraged to call somebody, but
right.
Just know that like if you're requesting a service, You know,
I don't care how dirty a car is. Like, I don't judge anybody.
It's gonna look new at the end, as new as possible.
Yeah, I might say in my head, I feel like the worse it is, the bigger the challenge it is.
Right.
And then I've done it, for like I said, a year now. So now I'm to the point where it's like, okay, there's certain things I can tell you that's not coming out. Like, if you want that out, it's gonna be a hole in your seat. Because that's the only way it's gonna come out. It's been in too long. Like light seats, I hate light seats because light seats literally show everything.
Yeah, they do.
I can clean a light seat and I can vacuum it, and I can suck, I can extract it and do whatever, and it'll look great. But there's a good chance that there might be a faint something left just because it's a light seat.
Right, and whatever it is, like some things stay.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they understand this, that, and the other. But it's like sometimes I really got to explain to people, like, listen, imagine me working on this stain, cautiously, not trying to destroy like the fabric and whatever. Because, when you're using chemical and stuff, you don't want to destroy stuff.
Right.
You don't want to over clean something. You don't want to, take away from what it's supposed to be. So imagine me working on something.
Because now you got like a light tan seat in a white ass stain.
Exactly.
You got the stain out.
Right.
Now it's just a new color.
Yeah, I can get anything out with bleach. But it's not going to be that no more.
Right.
So it's like, I got to explain to people, like, listen, I can get this out, 100%, but it's not going to be your seat anymore. It's not going to be the same thing.
Right.
So what I can do is I can clean to the best of my ability. It'll look, 10 times better. It'll smell great, and it'll be clean. But if I just worked an hour, cautiously to clean this, imagine how deep that stain is that you still see it.
Right.
So it's just like, you gotta, sometimes it's hard to explain to people, like, listen, like, I'm gonna do the best I can. I'm 100% upfront with people.
Right.
I'm gonna do the best I can. It's gonna look, 1,000 times better, but it's some stuff that's gonna stay.
Yep.
If you all right with that, let's rock and roll. Give me keys. I'm out.
Right.
I'll see you in a couple hours. If not,
with it.
I understand. But to my point, I'm really happy with, people that have invested their time and whatnot into me trying to grow this business, start this business. I said, it's been a year. Done a lot of cars over the year. Done a lot, inside out. I've purchased new equipment. I've upgraded equipment. Still upgrading equipment. Always researching. Always looking for new stuff. I got some stuff I'm trying to buy after I get back from Denver. I'm just excited to see where this goes. But I'm thankful for the people that invested, in what I got going on.
So I have to, same idea, flip it a little bit. Investing in people. What do you look for to invest in somebody? And it's not always like financially, like whatever. And it's funny, like something that I had an interview with recently, like the question they asked me kind of made me think about this just now, but like, what do you look for to invest in people? Or like, what is it? Like, maybe you're not looking to invest in somebody, but like, what qualities just kind of take over and you just realize you're like investing in somebody?
So I don't really know what to call this, but I can give an example of it, of what I look for when I invest in people.
Okay, not Betty at
no.
Chili Wendy's, but
no. How many times in your life has anybody asked, "Are you okay?"
I mean, there's been times.
So when people say, like, "Hey, how you doing? You okay?" What do you say?
Depends on the person and the situation.
Right, that's my whole point. Like, I'm getting to that. So I
typically, like, somebody says, "Am I okay?" If they ask if I'm okay and like they're that close person, I'm probably not. But they ask at a bad time, so I say we'll talk about it later. And we both understand, like, no, but like later.
Right.
Genuinely.
So the people who one thing out of an array of things I look for, if I ask somebody, are they okay? And I'm not as close, like I'm not as close as me and you are, and they flat out tell me no. Like, I was literally stop I could be just, cleaning something or, doing something or cooking, and I will stop in my tracks. I'm like, well, okay, like what's going on? because vulnerability is that
they're very vulnerable. Yes.
yeah. And I'm not saying that to take advantage of people or anything like that. I just feel as though people who show that they're vulnerable,
they need somebody that cares.
Not only that, I just feel as though,
but they do.
Yeah, they definitely need somebody that cares, but like they've been through something, and they, whether it be they need a fresh set of eyes or a fresh person, this, that, and the other. It's like those people. It's like, okay, you are literally, I've known you 10 seconds, and you just told me about your childhood and how it still bothers you today.
So one of the great things is like, I don't know, like in your reference point, but like if that's somebody that you've known for 10 years, but you just said 10 seconds, but like if you've known them for a long time and they say that, like, that's amazing. And like if there's somebody else that maybe you haven't known as long, but they're willing to open up to you, like that's gold. Because like so many people are afraid to say they're not okay, that like they just kind of play it off.
Right.
I tend to be one of those people, so like I can't talk much, but like I understand it.
Yeah.
But like if somebody's willing to tell you like, no, I'm not okay.
Yeah.
Like they understand like that they are vulnerable, but like they need help.
Yeah.
And they're willing to talk about it. And I think that's amazing that like they feel like they can come to you.
Yeah.
Because so many people want somebody to help them, but they're not going to ask for it.
Right.
So they won't get that help because everybody thinks they're okay.
Right.
So like the idea is like,
sorry, y'all.
So the idea is like, hey man, I need help, but I'm not going to ask you for it.
Right.
But like I kind of want you to help me, but I'm not going to ask for it, so I'm just going to wait over here.
Yeah.
And like there's no fault to it. Like it's hard to explain. Like you're not a bad person because you don't ask for help, but like genuinely you need it, and nobody knows to help you unless you say something or ask for it or like kind of bring it up or so for somebody to say no, I'm not okay, like I think that's an amazing trust relationship right there where they feel comfortable with you to say, hey, listen, I need somebody to talk to, whatever. I just need, whether it's just a vent or like more than that, like the idea that, hey, listen, they can trust you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I might say it's definitely different. Dealt with it recently. That's why like the example came to mind. So it's just like I don't like when people like suffer in silence. So you gotta check in with people as much as you can, and if somebody says like they're fine, you say, you sure? It's nothing, you can do. They're going to talk when they're ready.
True.
There's certain, conversations like you could walk them into, I guess, that could lead to whatever. True. Kind of like Big Mama's house when they was trying to find out if Sherry was with Lester. Sherry! I just watched that the other day.
The original, I loved it, man.
But
And sometimes too, like, I mean, I send like a good morning Snapchat to a lot of people, and a lot of people don't reply to me, but like, I send it anyway.
I try to reply.
You do. Today you beat me on that one.
All right, so
you threw me off all the way because you snapped me first. I was like, "Who the hell? I'm on my way to work."
Y'all. All right, so before we continue, let me tell y'all what happened this morning. All right, so my kids climbed in bed at some point during the night. Okay, slept completely wrong. My 1-year-old's head was in my back. His feet was at his brother's head. His brother's head was at my other half's back, and his brother's feet was at my legs. So both of them was kicking me and pushing me until I had this much room.
I'm trying to figure out the Tetris
left. It was like a triangle. So like baby, 6-year-old, me. So I'm like, all right, I've had enough. Like I gotta like, so I picked the baby up, put him back in the middle. Bam. Noah, not that careful. I just kick his ass off of me. Don't care. He's big enough now. He's thick. He's chunky like his daddy. It's okay. We cool. I just push him. So I go to lay back down. I turn up my humidifier because it's a little dry. Getting older, y'all. You got to sleep and stuff like that. It's great.
You got a humidifier and dehumidifier next to each other. Turns
you got to toggle it
like a DJ.
So
like wicked.
I moved them. They came right back. Woke me back up like half hour later. It was 5:21 when I woke up this morning. I ain't got to be work till 8. Okay, So usually
you're on my time now.
I had waffles this morning before I went to work.
You know how many waffles I got in the freezer?
So
it's about to be a blizzard.
I go and I get up, I go downstairs, use the restroom, take a shower, okay, wash my hair, wash my face, this, that, and the other. I get all doing whatever I got to do, okay? Get out the shower, get to dry myself off, get down my arms. I said, man, I don't smell body wash. Never put the shower gel on, y'all. I had to put the towel up, get back in the shower, and that's when I felt like I should have went back to bed and restarted my day. That was incident number one. So I got back in the shower, came out, put my lotion on, put my smell goods on, deodorant, this, that, and the other. Now I work outside in the cold water, so I wear long socks, and I wear short socks on top of my long socks, and then I wear long, like Under Armour long johns, and then I wear basketball shorts, and then I wear my work pants. So I come out the bathroom all lotioned up. I put my do-rag on, got my waves popping, put my work pants on, got my long johns on, walk out the room, come back, basketball shorts on the floor. So I got to take my work pants back off, put my basketball shorts back on, put my work pants back on. It was a rough morning, y'all. It was just rough.
I said, you did what now?
It was just rough. And then,
because it came in 2 different snaps too, so I was like, oh, he got it back together. No, we didn't.
Yeah, I might say I thought I was cool. I was like, oh man, that wouldn't have been good. I got in the shower and didn't shower. I washed my hair though.
I went and stood in the rain.
Yeah.
And I just paid for it.
I was like, man, I thought I was good. Like I was like, oh shit, like we're good. No, I didn't smell body wash. And then I got back.
Smelled yesterday.
Right. And then I got back and I put my body wash on. I was like, damn, I'm getting low and it's a snowstorm coming. I got to get some of that. But yeah, after I put the basketball shorts on, I had waffles.
You invested in waffles.
I did. I got a car wash this morning too.
I don't know why.
You got to knock that salt off.
It's coming right back. No.
When you park in the garage, you got options.
Oh, you ain't about to go out in the storm.
I told you, it's a good chance I'm not going to work when it get bad.
But tomorrow's not gonna be bad when you go to work.
No, it's supposed to start raining / snowing at 1 tomorrow.
Right, so they're gonna put that shit down on the ground.
That's fine. I got waterless wash at the house.
Waterless wash?
Yeah, you never heard of it?
No, that's my surprise face.
Sorry, I don't know this surprise face like that.
Waterless wash, what?
Yeah, so come in a bottle.
So it's like dry shampoo for your car? Let me just say I don't know how that works either, but
I might say, Mike, black people don't know what dry shampoo is.
You talking about waterless wash, motherfucker? It's the same thing. Dry what?
So instead of going to a car wash, I use waterless wash on my bike a lot during the summer.
Okay.
It comes in a bottle, it's a spray bottle, and it's just like a solution that's like a mixture of car wash soap / H2O that you spray on water. For those of y'all who failed chemistry.
My face was waterless wash, and you said H2O. Like I wasn't gonna catch that shit.
Well, it's not concentrated, is what I mean. Like it's broken down, it's diluted.
Oh, it's not thinking about it.
Yeah, it's not like a thick liquid. It's not concentrated. It's diluted. So you spray it on and you just wipe the car down. So waterless wash is what you use if you got a car that's got like a lot of rust on it, but they want a car wash. Instead of doing like a pressure washer that's gonna make the rust worse, you do a waterless wash. So you can either do it with the spray bottle that comes with it. You can get a bucket of water and just put a little soap in it, and then have like drying towels. So like you clean your section and you dry it, and so the car is not completely saturated. Waterless wash.
They need a new name for that.
No, the bottle literally says waterless wash.
But I'm telling you, they need a new name.
Probably.
You said get a bucket of water. Let's wash.
I don't know. I'm invested.
Marketing, my man. Okay, so here we go. Not investing in them, liars. But no, back to like what is it like with other people? Okay, that's one example. But what if you don't know somebody? Like, what is it about a random person that like you just take a little bit of time and be like, hey, listen, I think this person needs whatever I'm about to say, or like they need me to listen, or like I think we pass people every single day, especially where I live.
Yeah.
I can't get off the highway without passing somebody that says they need something. But like, what is it that changes them from somebody else that's like, I need to invest in them a little bit?
I think it's all in the words, to be honest.
Is it a look, or is it words, or like is it a combination? Like,
I mean, it could probably be a combination depending on the situation. Because someone doesn't always have to give you a look, but they can have the words and vice versa. You know what I mean? So I feel like when I first met you and I called you Deshaun, and
that was like 4 minutes in the meeting, by the way.
Yeah.
Just for the record, that was like the 4th minute we had actually had a conversation.
Yeah.
End of the day for school, first day, but like first day of school.
Right. And I feel like you just roll with it. And I was like, he's probably got just somebody to stick around with. Like, he just roll with it. I was like, so that was my first time in a new school. I had like my elementary school. I was there from kindergarten to 8th grade.
So I had 2 different schools so like K through 5 and then 6 through 8. But like the people moved with me. So not everybody that like I went to school with in middle school were people from my elementary school, but it was a lot of them. So like I had a solid foundation. Like I could easily get by and make no new friends and I'd be cool.
Yeah.
Like I didn't need nobody new because I had these 7 people that like throughout the day I could talk to.
See, I didn't have 7 people. I had 400. So when I was in kindergarten,
must be nice. My top 8 was real easy on MySpace when I got it.
So you gotta understand too, it was a different time back then on the east side.
7's a rough number too. Like it was more than 7, but
right.
I'm just saying transitioning from one school to another, like people went to different places.
So we didn't have that at my school because everybody stayed in the neighborhood, and our school was very, very. So I went to a magnet school, and so you had like take a test to get into it, this, that, and the other. Kind of like what we did for Hay. But everybody in that school started in kindergarten, and I'd say 99% of them stayed from kindergarten to 8th grade.
Yeah.
So when I was in kindergarten, there were kids who were in like, 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade that as I got older, like they stayed in the school. So like I watched them get older. Yeah. And then as I got older, I saw people came in, and as they got older, like I got older, and it was like
and now you're old.
Yeah, absolutely. But like it's, a lot of our teachers stayed the same. So the students stayed the same, the teachers stayed the same. The only thing that changed was
that's so comfortable.
Our school building, we were kind of like a family. So like my principal, Miss Flowers, she walked around school in pink slippers, like pink fluffy slippers before they was cool. Like before you saw these TikToks with Bonquisha out there beating her kids with a pink slipper.
No, I got that. It was just like her doing that, and then I remember getting yelled at in high school for like class starts in 20 minutes, and I still got my hoodie on and I'm at my locker because I haven't quite taken it off yet.
Yeah.
Levels.
Yeah, Miss Flowers. Now,
because that other one used to yell at me all the time, but like, listen, I just walked in. Like, I'm not late. Like, look at him. He got a coat on.
Right.
You mad because I got a hoodie on? He got a coat on. Whole coat.
And then y'all look down the hallway and hear me and Brenda come with French fries.
Y'all wasn't coming yet. Y'all still had another. I said class started in 20 minutes. Y'all got another 40.
Man, I'm telling you. But like Miss Flowers, she walked around the school in her slippers, and if you wasn't where you supposed to be, she like, boy, if you don't get to class, I'm gonna pop you with this slipper. And try her if you want to. Like, try her if you want to. I can go home.
Dirty ass slippers.
I can go home and be like, man, Miss Flowers hit me with her shoe today. My mom be like, Aunt, what'd you do?
Like, I kind of laugh because, what was her name? Business tech teacher. Forrest? Miss Forrest?
Miss Forrest.
Yeah. I mean, she was an OG. She was cool. And, like, I don't know why in business technologies of high school, they took a field trip to Sam's Club. Well, my mom worked there, and I wasn't a part of that field trip. But she recognized my mom, and she said, "You Mrs. Charles Elliott." I was like, "What the hell, Mrs. Charles Elliott?"
Mm-hmm.
And mom's like, your teacher saw me. So my mom worked like second shift, like what I'll call second shift now. So she worked that like basically closing shift for them. Mm-hmm. And Miss Forrest, like, she threatened me one time. She was like, oh, yeah, like, you know, you don't do this, this, and this. Like, I'm coming to your house tonight. I'm going to have dinner with your mom. We're going to have a conversation. I was like,
okay.
You bringing dinner?
Right.
She's like, no. Like, I'm gonna come to your dinner. I was like, you gonna make her bring dinner? I was like, not that my mom didn't cook dinner, but she got home so late. Like, that was way past dinner time. Like, we had ate already. Like, I was supposed to be in bed at that point. Like, she's getting home at 11 o'clock. Like, she's working.
Yeah.
I was like, shit, if you about to have a meeting with my mom and she bringing dinner, like, what y'all getting? Y'all getting pizza?
Exactly.
What's up?
Like, what we doing?
Yeah, like, all right, change the pace. I was like, I don't know. You know.
Right.
That's not happening.
Yeah, and see, with our teachers like that in school and stuff, like, obviously it was their job, but also I feel like our teachers went above and beyond and like invested in us. Like, I cannot get the word specificity out of my head from Miss Lloyd.
Yes. Okay.
Specificity. And there was some days Miss Lloyd came in and I was like, is that a muumuu she wearing? Because it's like so flowy, but it's like nice.
All right. Here's the thing. You use that one. I got to argue a little bit. She instilled her ideas, principles, thoughts. I don't know that she invested as much as other people did.
Who, Miss Lloyd?
Yeah.
No, absolutely, for sure.
Like, the argument with her stopped at the door. She wasn't like...
Yeah, there was...
Now, Miss Everhard, I know she had my back, because when I met her, it was like, hey, look, here's my first name, but I go by my middle name, so this is what people call me. This is what I go by.
Damn.
She stood by that shit. Somebody else was like, this is his name.
Right.
And she's like, nope, that's not what he goes by. He goes by this. And she argued with him and then told me about it. And I was like, whoa, like somebody's got it. Like, somebody
Miss Everhard was cool people.
Yeah, like, she fought for me.
The only thing about Miss Everhard,
it wasn't like super crazy, like, didn't change a lot, but like the idea that she was like, no, this is the conversation we had and this is where we're at.
Well, I feel like she probably dealt with that.
She had no reason to do it though.
Just because of
everyone's like, no, screw that. Like, we'll call him what we call him.
Well, yeah, but I feel like she dealt with that like her whole life. Like, somebody trying to tell her something.
Yeah.
You know, this, that, and the other.
She wouldn't have it.
Because she had a disability and she probably had to fight for herself all her life. And stand up for herself. So when she would recognize somebody who stood up for themselves, she would fight for them.
She did.
Yeah, she was cool people. I mean, the only thing that about Miss Everhart is she would like be doing something or telling a story or something like that, and then somebody would make a comment, and then she would turn around and move that Hall's cough drop to the other side and be like, you know, funny story.
Hey, we can't talk. We do it on the podcast all the time. We talk like, oh,
here we go.
No, Miss
Everhart was definitely she was truth though.
I don't know. Like, investments is, again, one of those things that I think, like, monetary. It goes straight to money. Like, what's going to benefit me? What pays the most? What's my most outcome? Like, you know, what I'm going to get out of that.
Right.
But what I didn't think about when you said that was what I actually get the most out of, which is the people that I invest in.
Yeah.
Like, where do I put my time? You know, and like with the kids, that's a lot. Like, with basketball, it's like that's a big thing, but like it goes farther than that, like everything.
Yeah, probably because them same kids gonna be wiping your ass when you get old. Slippery nipple.
I really hope they're not though. I really hope at that point they forget who I am. Like
they forget who they are.
They well, I know I'm gonna forget because I'm gonna just be old, but but like those memories just. Yeah, like, hey, I had a coach one time who taught me this, and this. That'd be great. Like, you know, these are the lessons I learned on the court. I learned how to do a pick and roll. I got better at my 3-point shot. I got better at doing this. I got more confident in, you know, floaters, layups, passes, everything I got going on. They can forget my name if I'm that old. That's fine. That'd be all right. You know, take a cheers to that. But investments overall in people, I think, got to talk to him here in a minute, but what do you want people to remember you by is a big part of that. Like, hey, this person really cared. All right, I invest as much time as I can into people that I think are going to care about it. You know, it's not about somebody matters more than somebody else. And I think that's where a lot of people take it. is you care about them more. It's just more of a who cares back. You know, I spend this much time on this, and this, and like I help them. I go out of my way. I do everything I can to make them a better person. I go to out of my way to make sure they have everything they need. And do they care about it? That's the biggest thing. Is a little bit of appreciation goes a long way. So that's a big topic for me that I'm gonna have to reiterate here in a minute. Welcome back.
Like I just beat out a whole Dr. Pepper or something.
A whole Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. Oh shit.
If y'all had the angle I had just now.
So Mike got a wraparound couch, and I literally just
parkour.
Yeah, I just walked around the whole thing.
Big old parkour. No, so what I was saying is a big part of like investment in people and stuff like that. For me, a breaking point is not necessarily like who needs it always, but who's going to appreciate it. Because it's really hard to invest, like spend all this time and like effort, and like you keep telling somebody like you're there and like you do everything you can for them, like you go out of your way, you do whatever it is they need, and they just don't seem like they care about it. Like,
right.
They don't appreciate it, and that makes it hard on you because it's like, man, I don't need acknowledgement. I don't want like paid for it. I don't want like this whole billboard, like this person helped me. I don't need a book written about me. But like, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you goes a long way.
Oh my God. Like, somebody can be in need and you go like help them for like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours, whatever. And then like, all right, cool. I'll catch you later.
Right.
You ain't gonna catch me nowhere. I promise you. Like, I fight back, bitch.
Right.
If I don't want to be caught, you ain't catching me. No, like I don't want to be caught. Like, what you gonna catch me? Like, hey, thank you. I really appreciate that. Like, I really had nowhere else to go. I had nowhere else to turn to. Like, nobody else would have done that for me. Thank you. Boom. I got you. If you need something else, I'll do what I can. Like, you got to watch what you say too, because like you can't do everything.
Yeah, that phone will never stop ringing.
If I can help you again, like I absolutely will. But like I literally just can't do everything. There's a lot of shit I don't know how to do.
Right. No, for sure.
But like maybe I know how to. Like I know somebody that does.
Keep trying.
Maybe I know somebody that does know how to do that. Like, at the right time. But if people don't appreciate it, it's like, no, I'm not going out of my way for that.
Right.
So like I think that's a big part of an investment too. Is like it's not just like monetary. It's not what am I going to get back? Are they going to pay me for it? Like I know I'm not getting paid for things when I help people, and like I'm okay with that. But do they appreciate it?
Right. Genuinely. You can be compensated for
a smile sometimes.
Your investment in many different ways.
Genuinely, there are so many times that like a smile and like just especially like if you're like a kid or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you go help them out. Like they're happy. Cool. Like, cause based on where I worked in the past, it was like, sometimes that was a thing. Oh, my kid's so upset, this, and this. Like, all right, hey, how can I help you? Like, what happened? And then, and then you get like that positive reaction back, where it's like, okay, cool. You took that time and you really like changed their whole day.
Right.
That's a guest service, kind of thing. Customer service, guest services, like whatever, the same thing. But just that investment. But like I'm there all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. We were at First Watch in Crocker, and I think actually I went to the bathroom and I was just sitting there, but I was facing the door because I always make a point like I have to face the door, and
it's very important
because people watch. I watch. Not everybody does. First Watch.
I need to see my entrance and exit.
100%. And
I gotta know where the back one is too.
So I'm watching it, and I happen to see they have like a double set of doors, have like a little breezeway, whatever. And older couple comes in, and they have like a younger dude behind them. And what throws me off is like there's two guys. There's an older one pushing the wheelchair. Younger guy, he goes and like he holds the first door open, but he like just stands behind the guy. And like when I looked up, they were in the breezeway, but the first door was closing. But they couldn't get the second door. Like there was no way they could got to it. And like the younger dude who was there, like he should have like opened the door.
Yeah.
But he never like it didn't cross his mind.
You son of a bitch.
So like
word to Bernie
I looked up and I just like hauled ass from where I was. I wasn't far. I was like 20 feet. But from my point of view, I was like, I'm coming.
Sorry, y'all. I got something going on this
and I like
man.
Slapped the door open. I was like, let's go. And then I walked back and I was like, what were you doing? Like, I opened the door. Like, you know, they definitely needed it. And I saw it. Like, it's just, that was my first reaction.
Right.
People see it and they just, I've watched people watch. Like, I look at people, I see their reaction. I look at, like, what they're looking at. And I'm like, seriously?
Right.
I walk past, I'm like, no, it's cool. I got it.
I say, it's not that hard.
See, I'm kind of an asshole, though. Like, I'll say it. But like, no, it's cool. I got it. Like, you can easily hold the door open for somebody. Like, that, just remind them that, like, there's still, like, a little faith in humanity. Like, invest in other people.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's the smallest investment. You're holding a door open for what, 10 seconds?
Not even sometimes.
Like, get up off your ass.
Not even sometimes.
But I do it. Sometimes it's hard, though. Like, levels of investment with people. I have a hard time with that.
Yeah, you gotta know.
It's not always what I get.
You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Say it again. It's not what I get back. It's just how much they appreciate it. For me.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I'm gonna go do what I gotta go do. Like, I'm gonna work as much as I gotta work. I gotta go do this, and this. And like, sometimes people get mad. I feel like you may have gotten mad at me before, but it's like, why didn't you like ask for help?
Me?
Maybe. Sometimes. You've asked me that before.
Ask for help?
No. You've asked me why I didn't ask for help.
Oh. Why didn't you ask for help?
I just don't. Like, if I got something to do, like, I'm just going to go do it. And it's not like I don't think somebody would help me. It's just like, if I can figure it out.
You want to do it, though.
I'm just going to go do it.
Yeah.
Like, I just go do it. And like, sometimes it's really hard, though. And it would be a lot easier if I did ask for help.
Yeah.
But sometimes I don't. And I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to go do it. And I know people are invested in me enough to help me, but I just don't want to burden them. So I go do it.
So I'm going to tell a story.
But I flip the script. And if somebody else don't ask for help, why didn't you ask for help?
I'm going to tell a story.
Tell them.
That involves you.
Here I am. I could turn my back if you want to be behind my back. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell a story, and then this might be our wrap up. I don't know. We'll see.
Start a whole new one. I don't know.
But
been too long.
So we're talking about obviously investing in people and investing, in anything, investing in yourselves. All right. So Dre had a troubled past when it comes with cars and stuff like that. So I got to a point. Some things.
The Cutlass.
I love my Cutlass. I would love it.
I like the Mustang.
We're going there. So,
okay, here we are.
So Dre had a 2006 Kia Sportage. It's my grocery getter, stick shift. Great car, loved it. Some things happened in life, couldn't afford it no more. I was like, all right, listen, I got to turn this car, but I need something to drive because I got to get to where I'm going.
It was the whole. Can I sideline that and then you just remember where we're at?
Yeah.
It was when me, you, and Billy had our cars and we all had like the neon lights.
Oh yeah,
and shit.
The
like
LEDs
it was,
inside.
We had the LED lights and we had everything like glowing.
So everybody had sounds.
Everything was set. We had sounds and everything. We're like, all right, we about to go get a little picture. Like, boom, and hit was Edgewater, and like there was a parking lot nobody was in. So we're like, all right, cool. We catch like with the skyline and all that at night, and the pictures. Now, mind you,
that damn cop.
He had the Kia Sportage, little grocery getter, and then I think Billy had the Grand Am.
Yeah, he had the Grand Am, and you had
2-door, and then I had the Monte Carlo, and we had like everything set. We weren't interrupting nobody, whatever. And then the cops pulled up on us. It's like, oh shit, like they brought 2 cars.
Meanwhile,
like,
only 1 out of 3 of us was going to jail, and it wasn't Mike or Billy. Okay, 1 out of 3 of us was going to jail.
The man in the grocery getter,
right?
But it was like, wait a minute, like how they got 2 cars? Like why 2 cars just pull up? Because like they had planned this shit, obviously, because they don't roll 2 cars together just to check things out,
right?
So they pull up, and we're like, hey, like, what's going on, man? And
they were nice about it, though.
Right? They were like, hey guys, how are you? We're like, we don't know. They're like, hey, like if you can step over here, we're like, all right, cool. They didn't like search us or anything, but they're like asking us questions, like, what are you doing? And we're like, oh, like we just kind of like finalized the part that we were gonna do with the cars, where we got all the lights and stuff, like trunks going, like lights, and everybody's got sounds and shit. Like so, we got like a good setup right here. We're just trying to get a picture of what we got. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like now my job was younger, so I didn't understand the lingo. And they pulled up and they're like, oh, like we thought maybe you guys were doing something else. And we're like, well, what were we doing? They're like, well, whose car is who, first of all? And I'm like, all right, like that's mine. Dre's like, that's mine. They're like, wait a minute. He's got the grocery getter and he's got the dope man card. And we're like, well, that's a thing. Like I don't know if I should be like,
I feel like my grocery getter was unexpected.
When the cops are switching cars and they're like assuming, it's like, well, nah, you're in the wrong, buddy.
Right.
Like you're a civil servant. Like you should probably not assume that shit.
Yeah.
So they were a little confused, but they're like, oh, okay. Like I guess they felt safe at that point. And they said, well, this is an area of people that live an alternative lifestyle. So we had to come.
It was like, what?
They have to come make sure that nothing's wrong. And I looked at him. I was like, well, we just talked about it. Like, I don't sell drugs.
Right.
And they're like, that's not what we're talking about.
No,
and I was like, well, what are you talking about? And I was like, yeah, there was like 3 mans. I was like, 3 mans. And they were like, 3 mans, like having a good time. And I was like, oh, shit. No, we're just taking car pictures, y'all. Like, we loved our cars.
I'm pretty sure I said his car, the only one that's purple.
Sorry, Billy.
Right.
I was like, I'm so confused. Like, I was just trying to take a good car picture.
I might say, yeah.
Are you proud of your car? You take pictures? Yeah, maybe it's different. But, like, if we take day pictures of our cars,
right,
then we can't see our lights.
I might say, yeah.
Made sense to me.
That was a good time.
They done switched the script. I was like, well, shit.
I feel like, man, I missed that sub.
The only regret I have now literally right now that I'm thinking about it, the only regret that I have is we didn't have them in the back with their lights going.
Oh man, that'd have been dope.
That would have been dope. Like, yo,
that would have been dope.
We should have had like the red and blue, like caught it at the right time.
Right.
Cameras sucked back then. We wouldn't have caught it. But
did I sell that sub?
That 115?
Mm-hmm.
I had it at one point. Actually, you sold it to me.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I had a 2000 Y15 in the back of this Kia Sportage.
You sold it to me. So did.
The bass in that car was ridiculous.
So did.
So what I was going to say.
Back in yep.
I remember my spot.
One time.
So some stuff happened in my life and I couldn't afford the Sportage anymore, so I surrendered it, but I still need a car. So I found this car online. And I was like, all right. I think it was the dude wanted $1,000 for it. It's a Mustang. And
we'll call her Sheila.
Yeah. So Sheila was a white Mustang. Dude was in the military. They lived in, I think Brooklyn or something like that. And the dude wanted $1,000 for this Mustang. So Mike's taking me to go pick this car up. And I got literally all the money I had. And I think I had $900, over $1,000.
See, I didn't know what the deal was that you made at that point. I just know you said, hey, can you take me there? Because obviously you're going to have to drive it back.
Yeah.
And I wasn't driving stick. So it's like, yep, you're going to have to drive it back.
So
I was like, I'm going to take you. I was like, I got you. Like, I'll drive you there, whatever you need.
So we go to pick this car up and I'm counting the money on the way there. I was like, man, he wanted $1,000. So I got 900 and I'm counting out. And so in my head, I'm already like, all right, I'm good at talking. So I'm going to talk out of this $100 and I'm going to get this fucking car. Meanwhile, I'm going over like my skit in my head. Mike pulls into the bank and hits the ATM and takes the money out that I needed. and we went, and I didn't have to do no talking. I just gave him a dude money, and in my head, I'm like, I was ready to talk this man out of his Jordans to get this car, and here come Mike.
You just, getting that car?
if
that's the car you wanted, we leave him with that car that we pulled up for a reason,
right?
We're not about to do nothing shady. We just,
but like,
not that you were going to, but right. Other people do,
right?
No, he's about to get what you came for.
I never asked Mike. I never was like, man.
Like I said, you never told me what he wanted for it. You didn't. You just said, "Hey, can you drive me to pick this car up?"
Yeah, like I never said anything.
You were like, "Hey," I was like, "You got everything you need?" And you're like, "Yeah, like." You know, he said he wants this, but I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna talk him out of it. And I was like, well, if that's not what it is, we're not gonna leave and come back. We're just gonna go one time.
I might say the investments people make in you, like, they matter. You got to make investments in people.
I say we're not. If we're going for that car, we're not leaving without that car, unless that car is not what he said it was gonna be. That was the one fault where like, but I knew you knew already.
I live 3 minutes from that ATM now.
I had no worries about like your side. You weren't gonna buy a car that wasn't worth it. So like if you test drove it, if whatever happened, like, and it wasn't worth what he said it was, you like if it didn't run, whatever.
Right.
I wasn't worried about that.
Yeah.
But that's what you wanted. And if it was what he said it was, that bitch was going home.
Never ever, like, I never thought, I wasn't used to people investing in me that way. Like, that's not how I grew up. I had to scratch and work for everything.
Oh yeah, no, that was no hesitation. I was like, no, we're doing that.
Like, we was at the the light turned red and he turned left before the light into the bank. I was like, what? So
said I got my own moves to make.
Much appreciated.
No, I'm not surprised you remember that.
Always supported.
I'm not surprised you remember that. It just, I didn't think that was coming up in this conversation.
It's a moment that meant a lot.
But in my mind, I was like, yo, this is what we're here for, and that's what we're about to do.
Like, it's a moment that meant a lot. It was, because at that point, I was literally losing everything. And it started that day we got pulled over in Lindale. So, I mean, I felt like I wasn't losing everything, but I felt like I was.
Yeah. And at that time, like, we were younger too, but like, so in my mindset, it was just like, I didn't understand, like, there's a loss.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I knew you could lose things. You can lose, whatever it is. But in my mind, it was like, that's never going to happen.
Yeah.
There's like, I'm working really hard and you're working really hard. And I'm naive to be like, hey, look, just because we're working hard don't mean we can lose stuff.
Yeah. No, you can definitely work hard and lose stuff.
But I mean, at that point, we were young, man.
Yeah.
So
I feel like even today, a lot of us are 1 to 2 paychecks away from losing everything. Like, I feel like, because
the way the world works right now, man.
I might say the way the world is, the way the supply is in the world, I feel like anybody and everybody is 1 to 2 checks away from big losses.
Well, because you can have like whatever job, and like shout out to like people that have worked 30, 40 years in the same company, and like,
yeah, for sure,
they've done everything. They put their like, heart and soul into everything they're at, and then, because of what's going on, they could shut the company down. Like there's a shortage everywhere, but it's like so many people don't want to work. So now, because there's 10 people that want to work and 70 people that don't want to work, the company has to shut down.
Right.
Or like, it's just, it sucks.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of people that have been places for a long period of time that just, they lost.
Right.
And they're not in the place to go start over.
Yeah.
Like the world's in a really, I'll just say, shitty place right now.
Yeah. And it's going to be that way for a little while until, I don't know, the sun comes out again and everybody starts working together again and everybody gets on the same page. Right now, everybody's on the same page and they're screwing us 138%, I think.
Yeah. Because, I mean, again, what are you going to invest in?
Yeah.
You have to invest in yourself, but you have to know how to invest in other people too.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I could be wrong, but I'll quote it.
Yeah.
You're not going to do everything by yourself. And like, I will say, 110% invest in yourself. Go, whatever, like if you're looking to invest in like real estate or just go work a new job or, the relationship you're in, like go 110%. Do it.
Yeah. Or if there's something that you just want to do that you always tell yourself like, oh, I don't know if I can do this or I don't want to do this. Like, I'm not saying you got to go into debt trying to do something for yourself, but like put some time and some effort into yourself. Like even if you write something down and try to manifest it that way, like
do it.
You are like
make it happen.
Writing down a plan for yourself is already an investment.
Yeah, it's a start.
Like if you're taking the time to write something down and say, this is what I want to do, this is how I'm going to get there, here's my plan. If you've already done that, that is a start in the investment into you.
And I think everybody's a little bit different. So like a good point that I would probably make to most people is tell 3 or 5, or you pick the number. Like you tell so many people that you're going to do something, but before you do that, like make sure they meet the requirements. Like make sure there's somebody that's going to check on you. You talk to them so many times a week, because if you tell 5 people that you really care about, you're going to go do something.
Right.
They're going to check you like, hey, like, where are you at with that? They're going to keep asking you. That's going to push you a little bit more.
Right.
I'm a little bit different. If I want to do something, I'll probably tell you 2 or 3 times, and then I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to go do it. And then when I come back, I did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm about to go get this car, and then you thought I was done with it because, like, I never say it again.
You got neither. Yeah.
And then I come back and I got that car. Like, whatever I want to do, like, I'll probably tell you a couple times, and then I'll never say it again until it's done.
I want this to go on record. My goal this year or this summer is to teach Mike how to ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that's one of my goals this year. Teach Mike how to ride.
My mom's gonna kill you.
Yeah. She's not gonna.
That's
like
okay
it.
though.
She's not gonna like it, but it's an investment.
I would like to know. Why not?
It's more than teaching you.
I'm good on the 4-wheelers.
It's more than teaching you the mechanics of how to operate a motorcycle. It's teaching you how to enjoy something, be one with something, and
I do that with my jet ski. Now, there's a lot of people, I don't think they watch the show, but there's some people that be like, oh yeah, he paid for it, but he don't ride it all like that. Bitch, I pay my own money for it. I ride when I want to.
Right. That's the point of paying for something you use.
Right. It's mine, paid for. Don't worry about it. But when I go out on the water, that's my peace of mind.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say I'm never gonna get a boat, but boat ain't in my close future.
Yeah.
But that jet ski, I get out and ride it and come right back.
I might say I tried to start the bike today. It wouldn't start though. Too cold.
I don't know that I'd ever own a bike or invest in an expensive one. But you never know.
I kind of want to buy a new bike this year, but we'll see.
I mean, I would ride a little bit, but that's not going to be my big thing. I want to learn though. I take everything very serious.
You ride to the dock, you jump on the jet ski, you take jet ski out, and then you come back, and then you ride the bike back home.
Well, something's got to pull it, the trailer with the jet ski on it.
Oh, you can pull a jet ski with a bike. That's fine.
Not what I'm trying to get. I ain't trying to get no big ass.
Anyway,
I'm trying to get a little $500 crotch rocket. Be like,
oh no, you don't want a crotch rocket. We got bad backs.
We got bad backs.
I mean, whatever you want though. If you like it, you like it. That's your
problem. I'd probably ride, but not like a big burly. Like I'm not that person. So
you would be surprised though. You like if you come to me to a Harley store and sit on one of those big burly bikes, once you stand it up, it's weightless because all these new bikes are made plastic.
I get that, but I don't. Here's the thing: what am I trying to invest in here, Dre?
But the thing is, you go and you get a crotch rocket, and you stand on the bike. It's like, okay, cool. Like I'm standing up. It's weight is kind of sort of too, but like to get going, I gotta.
Yeah, but here's the thing: you can't sell me on it too much because then I'm gonna want to buy one.
Go buy one.
No, I got somebody trying to convince me I'm trying to have a kid.
I don't know what to tell you. What will happen will happen. Okay.
Okay.
If you have a kid, you can still buy a bike.
Not like back to back.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it'd be fine.
Did you?
No, I had to wait. But the way I got my bike, I will forever be grateful for the Sasquatch. They helped me get my bike.
100%.
Shout out to the Squatch.
Cheers to that. Actually, I just saw a post. It's been 6 months.
Yeah, his birthday's Sunday.
A week from now, yeah.
So that's how that goes. But nonetheless, it's all good. So the main objective of the show, invest.
So what's your closing topic or closing idea with investment?
I would say
do it or don't.
You definitely need to invest. And just like if you were trying to invest your money, I'd say be careful. But at the same time, don't just think of investments as you're investing in, something. Invest in people.
Yeah.
I would get it out, right?
I would say
take
a step by step. A little bit different than money. Like it is as important than money, or as important as money. Like I think it's more important than money in some aspects because like money, you can go get $1 billion.
Yeah.
You can go get $1 trillion, whatever. Like there's numbers to it, but like time is not going to be any of that.
Right.
But like if you're going through your regular day, whatever, take a little time, invest in some people.
Right.
I'm not saying you have to like give money to somebody that's asking for money, but have a conversation with that person.
Yeah.
Maybe, see what's going on.
Figure out why they need that money.
Yeah. Have a conversation with them. And like, maybe you don't want to give money to them, whatever. You see them 4 or 5 times, have a conversation. If it's consistent,
right.
Go get them a $5 pizza, and if they say, hey, look, I don't want that pizza. Well, your son says you're hungry. Yeah. And I've seen you out here for 5 days in a row. Got your $5 pizza.
Right.
Like, are you hungry or do you just want something different?
Right.
And then you lost $5 on a pizza, whatever.
Exactly.
But like, maybe that strikes something and like you change that person's life. You never know.
Right.
Or like, just, whatever it is, just have conversations. Like, I relate it different because of like where I'm at. Like, I deal with kids a lot.
Right.
And I love it. Like, where that may change their life is amazing sometimes, and it's more than just a game at that point.
Yeah.
But for other people who, may not have that opportunity, just wherever your coworkers, they're having a hard time sitting straight up.
Yeah, it's rough out here, y'all.
Recommend a good chiropractor. I don't know. But no, if you see people struggling around you, like, invest in them a little bit. Remind them that, somebody's got their back, I think.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be extensive. It doesn't have to be all of your time. Like, if it's not worth it, some people may not be worth it.
Right.
But at least give them the benefit of the doubt at first.
Yeah.
Kind of work with them. And if they prove you to be wrong on that, then I understand. Like, kind of cut back from that a little bit.
Right.
But I think investing in people is something that people are afraid to do. And
yeah,
I'm kind of on the side of, if it's just like conversation and a little bit of time, I'll give them that time,
I feel like I'm on the side of
money.
Let's see what happens.
I ain't got it for me, so I ain't got it for you. But like time, a little bit.
Right. Let's see what happens.
Now, some people are so negative. I'm like, listen, I don't want the energy in my life. You better shut up real quick. But like some of them, like they turn out too, like,
yeah.
They just, that's all they know. So
right.
They got to vent a little bit and they got to get all that shit out. And then once they do, it's like, all right, cool. Like now
right.
we can talk.
Yeah.
But it's hard being at a certain age where like, depending on who you're talking to, they're like, you don't even know about hardship.
Right.
Do I not? You don't know. You don't know. Like, you're judging me and I'm kind of judging you. Like, let's find a neutral ground where we're not judging either one,
Exactly. We're trying to figure some stuff out.
But
yeah, no, I think that about does it.
And yeah, so welcome back to it. We're gonna make sure this shit saves.
Yeah. Till next time. It shouldn't be 3 months next time. I don't think.
I'm trying to find a day next week.
Right. I might say, yeah, it had to be next week before Friday because I leave next Friday.
Oh yeah.
I'll be gone for a week. So
I mean, we can maybe do a show.
we can remote.
Yeah.
We can do remotely. I'm taking my laptop, so we'll see.
Ooh, it's gonna be a good one.
Y'all be good. And remember, just take the time to try to invest in people, invest in yourself, and
100%.
make smart choices and whatnot.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. Is like I said before, I think people are afraid to like invest in themselves. Invest in your posture.
Invest in your posture. Bosoms.
Donate at share.com.
Right.
Because nobody got us seats with back. So
yeah, it's rough out here in these streets.
No, invest in yourselves, 100%. Do that shit. Take the time, like whether it's a class or whatever's gonna take you to the next level, do it.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself, invest in other people.
Do it.
And if you come up a little short, I mean, time is very, very important, but at the same time, like you'll learn lessons.
Yeah.
And you'll kind of catch those red flags sooner. I'm not saying invest all your time. Don't overquote me there.
Yeah.
But like, invest a little bit of time, have conversations with people. Like you'll learn a different aspect of life. You'll see like maybe life isn't all that bad.
Right.
If somebody's got it really bad and you think you're just having like a bad day, but you turn that to a bad year.
Right.
It's like, it's January 15th. This is worst year ever.
Right.
It's like, yeah, like, no, you got yelled at work. Like, you got a flat tire. Something happened. You got your car towed because you got a flat tire in your driveway. It's not always the worst.
Right.
It can always be a lot worse.
Just do what you can.
So, invest in yourself, invest in other people, invest in us, send other topics.
Absolutely.
How about that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Invest in everybody, we'll invest back in y'all.
See y'all soon.
Absolutely. Hopefully next week. I don't know. Next week?
Yeah.
Let's do it. All right, later.